it was so funny. I was having such a small little romance with the city this morning. I was just like walking through it going, man, I do not do this enough.
Yep.
I do not do what I'm doing right now enough, which is just walking and you're in it.
That was business owner and photographer Ryan Akerberg. I'm Jeff, and this is Storied San Francisco. Welcome to episode 16, part 1. Ryan moved to San Francisco from Colorado 12 years ago. Like many of us, when he got here, he quickly realized he needed money. This episode is all about how Ryan got started working in the city. Here's Ryan.
So, I was in Colorado, and I wasn't doing anything really, but I was bartending and kind of milling around. And I was dating a woman at the time who was a film major, and she got accepted to UT Austin, NYU, and then State. And she knew that I loved San Francisco, and I feel horrible about this, but I think she really made her decision. A lot of that was based on the fact that I would probably go to San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
So we ended up going to San Francisco, and I had enough money to kind of F around for a little bit, not realizing it's not a good idea to come to San Francisco without a job.
Right.
And decide to blow your savings.
Yeah, and your money will go fast.
And it went really fast.
Yeah.
And so I decided to start looking for a job finally, and I was looking at bars, and I was all over the place, and I got this interview finally at this fine dining restaurant called Sparrow. It was up on California, right across from the Grace Cathedral.
Okay.
It's on the bottom floor of these like high-rise apartment building that's like super chic, but like you'd never know it looking at it. It just kind of looks depressing and
was it
70s style.
Part of a hotel? There's some hotels over there.
It looks like a hotel.
Okay.
But it's right up there by like the top of the mark and all that stuff.
Hopkins and all that.
So I was really nervous, and because I was like, oh my God, fine dining. I've never worked fine dining before.
Fine dining in a big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm this little clean-shaven redhead that's from Iowa via Colorado that I was really cool in Colorado, and I didn't feel cool, in San Francisco at all. And I only knew my girlfriend at the time out here, and so I was going to this interview, and so I first stopped. Nervously, I stopped at this place called the Hideout.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been there on Hyde Street?
2 levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have that weird seating above.
Don't go there when we were talking about those freak hot days.
Yeah.
The Hideout is not a good place to go, especially upstairs on those especially later in the day on those because it gets direct.
Oh, it's just right in your face.
Just a little editorial note to my listeners.
Done and been doing that mistake there before. So I stopped there and I had a shot of whiskey. Mm-hmm. And
to take the edge off,
got myself together, and I went and I nailed the tryout. And thank you, Hideout. Yes, thank you, Hideout. And so now I was a happy employee of this place called Sparrow. It had these gorgeous, like cherry floors, and it was huge. And the Nob Hill Society would meet there, and I was getting all this thrown at me because they needed me to start immediately, and I had no idea. So the next day, I was in like a suit, and again at the time I was clean shaven. Now I have a beard.
Yes, substantial. Go ahead and say it.
It's a very large beard.
Yeah, you'll see pictures of Ryan on the website.
And at the time I did not have the beard, and I again I'm nervous, and so I was like munching on the cherries that were soaked in whiskey. And so I'm munching these, trying to take the edge off, and I probably made like 30 gimlets or something like throughout the night, like super nervous that day, but it went really well. And then I got the 400 plus bottle wine menu thrown into my lap, and I found out I was the only bartender. There was a bar manager and me.
No sommelier?
No.
Oh, Jesus.
Nothing. And they were trying...
400?
Yes. 400 plus. They were trying to get their Michelin star. So, and I
guess that's one way to do it. Throw a big menu at a guy on his first day.
And I didn't care about wine, and that's probably sacrilegious, but I didn't care. I had no ambitions to know about wine. And I had moved, when I first moved here, we really lucked out on our apartment because we came out here with no leads, no nothing.
What year was it?
This is we started looking in 06. We came out here a month before we moved out here to look for places.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was very on top of it. She was super on top of it, and she just had all these places lined up. But those are the places we had lined up. Had we not done that, she was enrolled. I don't know what we'd have done.
Right.
But we lucked out. We came up with the money super quick, and as you do, and just put it down and kind of stole the apartment from another couple who couldn't get the money together in time. But we had a place, and it was right on Alamo Square. I mean, how did I luck out with that? It was on Scott and Fulton. That big brick
on the
building.
square.
You're right. I was right on it.
Yeah, wow.
Right up from Flybar.
Yeah.
And so I started doing the door at Flybar as well.
Okay.
And so I had this like little mini backup, which was great because at the same time I started bussing tables, which I thought was way beneath me at the time because I had been, in Colorado. I was working as a bartender and I was making a lot of money, and to go from like killing it to doing busing, I thought, whatever. But that allowed me to show up one day at my fine dining restaurant job when she told me there was 200 people from the Nob Hill Society coming in that night. They rented the place out, and we had to go over all these wines, and I just got so overwhelmed. I looked at her and I said, "I'm sorry, I quit." I've never done that in my life. And she's like, "What?" No. She's like, no. She's told me, "I will give you my money tonight from tonight's tips and my wage if you stay." And it really turned out to be that place, this is a great example of how that place really was run, because what ended up happening is they found out that the chef was full of shit.
Oh, it's one of those places. Yeah.
He imagine this, that the people who give out Michelin stars would look into you and
look into your background and check you out.
What you may have done.
Right.
And it turns out he was his height was a sous chef. Which, right on. He was a great chef.
Yeah.
But he was not.
He wasn't who he said he was.
He wasn't who he said he was. And so I got out of there about 6 months before they closed the restaurant. And now it's been like 7 restaurants.
Right.
But every time I go past that place now as a business owner after almost 11 years in business, I kind of chuckle, like, what a funny way to start your time here in San Francisco, was to just get thrown right into the thick of it in something. Oh, and by the way, if anybody does need a bar gig, fine dining is the way to go, because no one lasts in fine dining. It was literally the only thing I could get my foot in the door at.
Right.
Like, you can't just go into a bar in San Francisco and think you're going to get a gig. It just doesn't happen. It goes to friends and family, and as it should. But this was hysterical. Like, and then I had these like 2 little cruddy jobs to fall back on, and that's how I ended up cleaning windows, because then I like reunited before one of my shifts at the fine dining restaurant. I was at a coffee shop, being there, and it was something like that.
Over in Cole.
No, that's why I thought about that. But I think it was something like that. It was up in Pack Heights. Okay. And anyway, so I'm at this really bad coffee shop, not to be named, and all of a sudden, I get this tap on my shoulder, and it's like my buddy who I knew from Colorado, and he's like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I kind of told him my whole story. And he's like, "Well, if you need more work, let me know. I'm cleaning windows. I work for this guy who cleans windows." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, no thanks. That sounds horrible." Yeah. And then within a week, I was cleaning windows because I was so poor. I needed work. And then that really allowed me to quit that awful job. I had this confidence that, okay, now I have these things around me. And then you
were gigging before gigging was cool.
I was so gigging, It was out of control.
Yeah.
And then I kept those 3 jobs. I worked the door. I worked at Magnolia Brew Pub, bussing. and then it became a bartender server
At Magnolia?
at Magnolia.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I worked there for 3 years.
Back when it was just the place.
Yeah,
over
so I
on
worked there
Hayden,
right
Masonic.
before they got rid of the murals.
Okay.
So and the funny thing is, the owner Dave, he was partners way back, or good friends way back, with the guy that owned a bar in Boulder,
Of course.
right? So when I first stepped foot in there, I was like, oh my God, this looks like that place in Boulder. And it was like
Oh.
super hippie, and I was like, I don't know. I guess I'm on Haight Street, I'll just deal with it.
There are many ways to listen to and follow Storied San Francisco. We're on Twitter and Instagram at StoriedSF. Our Facebook page is Storied San Francisco. You can find episodes on Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and iTunes. iTunes lets you rate and review podcasts, by the way, and it would be amazing if you did that for us. The website, where you can find all the episodes as well as photos of the storytellers, is storiedsf.com. Michelle Kilfeather took some kick-ass photos of Ryan and his epic beard that you just have to check out. If you want to email us with a tip or just let us know what's on your mind, it's storiedsf@gmail.com. Music for the podcast is by Joe Big Ale. Thanks for listening. Check back Thursday when Ryan will talk about becoming a business owner in San Francisco.